Hey, what's going on, folks? Yep, dealing with the glasses. I'm not feeling so good today. Anyways, what I wanted to talk to you guys about is the difference between Twinkling Watermelon and Lovely Runner. I'm only going to be talking from a 2 episode point of view, so just so that you can know. I am further in Lovely Runner. I will not give away my position because people will harass me to start releasing videos faster. That being said, if you guys are new here, I do Kdrama reactions on Yaboyrocklee. Okay, we are posting Lovely Runner there, and we have already posted Twinkling Watermelon as a reaction series. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about. So before we get really into it, guys, people have compared Twinkling Watermelon and Lovely Runner to me, knowing my feelings of Twinkling Watermelon, fantastically written story, and have been telling me that because of my feelings on Twinkling Watermelon, I would not like Lovely Runner. To shorten everything I'm about to explain to you right now, the primary difference between why I like Lovely Runner significantly more than Twinkling Watermelon is the characters. I like the characters of Lovely Runner significantly more than the characters of Twinkling Watermelon. Though it's a very, very well-written story, Twinkling Watermelon, the characters are just cool. I mean, they're just there. I don't get too excited or too invested in them like I do in Lovely Runner. If you want to know more of those thoughts, continue watching this video. I just wanted to put that part really just up front at the beginning of the video, because after talking, I was like, this is exactly the condensed version of it. When we reacted to Twinkling Watermelon, I thought it was a fantastic story. I just was not too emotionally invested in that story. So I told my community, recommend things like Marry My Husband. Obviously, I then went into Queen of Tears. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Twinkling Watermelon never entered the loving category. It entered the category of, this is a high quality product, and I understand that. Not only do I understand it, I enjoy Marry My Husband, and I will tell you that Twinkling Watermelon is a better written story than Marry My Husband. The ending is way more satisfying than Marry My Husband. It's just that Marry My Husband excelled at the toxic things that I enjoy seeing on TV, and from an emotional perspective, it got me. It got me invested. I'm angry, I'm hyped, I'm excited, I'm rooting for people to die. It did all those kind of things. Twinkling Watermelon did not have those elements. It just had a very good written story, but from an adrenaline emotion, it didn't appeal to my particular emotions. I'm not a sensitive individual, so watching these two homies and their bromance, right? And I really mean bromance because of the father-son dynamics. It really didn't tug at me. It also doesn't help that I don't even have a good relationship with my father, and I basically don't even desire one, if I'm going to be honest with you, because of my personal scenario. But we're not going to go into that. But it does help me, like, oh, there's his psyche. So let's talk about Twinkling Watermelon and Lovely Runner, how they're similar, and that will point to why you guys think that I would not like Lovely Runner. But I'm going to tell you about how they differ, so you see that I do like Lovely Runner and Twinkling Watermelon. It's a fantastic story, but yes, I was not too emotionally invested in it. So let's talk about, obviously Twinkling Watermelon is a fantastic written story. It has the twists and turns that you don't expect it. The lessons are there. The dialogue is rather mature and sophisticated, and it had a very powerful ending. The thing that Twinkling Watermelon is missing for me is a cause to root for and or high tension, like an adversary. Who are we out to beat? Who's the enemy? What is going on here? Who do we have to crush? And for the most part, the people that you follow on the story are all mostly wholesome people. There's like one antagonist, really, and that's easily dealt with. So there's not a lot of tension for me. The tension is, when is this fate going to happen? A lot of times in the story, you'd forget about this inevitable fate, and you would just vibe with whatever's going on and this bromance kind of thing. So I didn't really feel tension or anxiety, and those are good things to me. Those are things that get me invested in the story. There's also no one for me to simp or anyone for me to dote on as Marry My Husband and Lovely Runner and Queen of Tears would have. My favorite character in Lovely Runner is the girl who was not speaking because she could not hear. That's actually my favorite character in the entire show. And, you know, that's about that. Lovely Runner and Twinkling Watermelon are similar in this regard, and I won't give any major spoilers. It's very, very, very soft. It's what you'd find in a synopsis, and if you've at least watched episode 1 of both shows, you would have this very information I'm going to give you. So they're both time traveling shows that the main story takes place in a high school setting, okay? And there's music involved. Lovely Runner has that, so people would think that, Lee, you're not going to like Lovely Runner very much because it's just like Twinkling Watermelon, but it's not. See, first of all, the main character that you're following is a woman. It's not a guy. There's not a bromance where it's friendship, homies, brother, father, son. That's not what we're dealing with. There is a love interest kind of thing happening, K-pop idol thing happening, which I can greatly relate to. You know, I went and I got me some Twice collectibles, so I can get that, and I enjoy watching a girl character, a woman character, be happy, living life. You know, fight through adversity, try to save this man. I'm going to identify. I'm going to jump on board. I'm going to root for that. As a person who inserts myself into stories or like to connect, or not that I like to connect, I do like to connect, but when I connect and you provide me with something I connect with, man, that story becomes immaculate. I'm speaking fast, so this video is not too long. So anyways, she's the most lovable creature on the planet Earth, and she's trying to save this homie. I like that, and I can get on board watching her and this homie go back and forth with whatever their love story is building up to. It's there in Twinkling Watermelon, but it's not the main relationship. The main relationship, in my opinion, of Twinkling Watermelon is actually the father and son. At the same age, a lot of bromance happening. Where in Lovely Runner, the main relationship that you are seeing is the female lead and the male lead. So we're looking at Sol and Sunjay. Sol and Sunjay. I pulled it off. Man, that's a hard one because I normally don't get names. There's something to the fact that the Twinkling Watermelon is a high school person who literally transported his physical body into the past. In Lovely Runner, it is the spirit, shout out to Mr. Queen, of this woman being sent back into her younger body, right? So we still have her mature mindset. You still have her planning that only an adult could do, although she has some immature sides to her, because everyone does, including myself. So her approach to things are borderline mature. I hesitate because she has this obsession idol complex that kind of gives her this kitty vibe, but I don't want to say that's immature. I'm not trying to take a shot at us. Y'all know, man. Y'all know. We know what we're all into. I'm not here to judge, okay? Not here to judge, but sometimes our obsessions when compared to the world can make us seem like we're not that mature. But in my opinion, when all your responsibilities and stuff are handled, you are mature. Going back to that, she was going to a concert. We're talking about episode one stuff. Back to Lovely Runner. She was on her way to a concert. Going to see her dream idol, her dream person. When a job opportunity popped up, what did she do? She went to go handle that and try to get back in time. Again, a mature person. I like that. Aside from that, also has the twists and turns and everything else that you'd expect in a K-drama series. So as of right now, when I'm comparing episode for episode, the quality of the writing of Twinkling Watermelon and Lovely Runner are the same. What's different is the characters. So I could have shortened this whole video by saying I enjoy the characters of Lovely Runner more than I enjoy the characters in Twinkling Watermelon. Wow. The female and male lead, even though I've done a lot of time talking about the female, I enjoy the male lead too. I don't want to speak too much about him because I don't want to spoil. But like, yo, he's dope. Once you start seeing more layers to his personality, his character, and what he's going against, like, yo, he's fun and he's certainly relatable again as a homie, you know, dealing with crushes in the past and, you know, having to, you know, do some things or put on some fronts. Again, I'm not trying to spoil. Definitely a relatable character. I feel like that's about it because I'm not trying to spoil. When I'm done with Lovely Runner, I'm going to give you my full thoughts. just like I have with Twinkling Watermelon, but they're just not really comparable. Finally, I was hesitant on watch. So people thought, I think the people that was recommending this to me on my Patreon side, or yeah, I think they were just tired of romance in general, so thought I wouldn't like this. I absolutely love it. In fact, I'm watching The Boys season 4 right now. I enjoy Lovely Runner more than The Boys. I enjoy Lovely Runner more than most shows I'm watching or right now. I really like it. People have been comparing Lovely Runner to Queen of Tears. I still have to finish Lovely Runner, and I was offended. I was appalled by people daring to compare it to it. But I have to admit, after watching a couple episodes, I'm like, okay, I still haven't finished it, but it's a fan-freaking-tastic show. I can already binge. I could not binge Twinkling Watermelon. Why? Because more than the wholesomeness, Lovely Runner kind of builds these tension and these stakes that you got to see the result of. Like they will leave you on a cliffhanger more times than I remember with Twinkling Watermelon. And it's like, I got to see how we resolve that. I got to see how you handled that, you know? And I remember one of the episodes, I was like, yo, we're going to watch the next episode. We're talking about Lovely Runner. I was like, we're going to watch the next episode. I know they're going to resolve it like the first 10 minutes. Because they left us on a dangerous cliffhanger. Like, oh my God, Lovely Runner. How could you do that? And sure enough, they did exactly what I did. They resolved it in like the first 10 minutes and they just moved the freak on. Another thing about Lovely Runner is it doesn't so far except for one episode based on where I've been at. And in that one episode, I actually will tell you exactly what it is. Lovely Runner does not drag. The only time I feel the story drags is when they show this girl's idiot brother. This idiot brother takes up screen time. I'm like, yo, get this dude off the screen. His gags. But I see that there's generally payoff. Like, his gags are there, but he is the result of some outcome, or he leads to an outcome. He leads to a story narrative that makes sense. I'm like, at least there's payoff with this dude. So that's my full video. And to shorten it, like you got to the very end, I'm just going to say it again. Yo, actually, I'm going to redo this. And you know what? We're going to end the video. And I'm going to save people a lot of time in the very beginning. So that's what we're going to do. Thank you for watching. Yo, y'all on this side of things. Patreon, you guys are watching this on Patreon. Yo, subscribe to this channel. Subscribe. And YouTubers know that I have Yaboyrocklee when we do group reactions. Subscribe there. And until next time, guys, I am out.